I'm just finishing up reading Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, which is the third concluding book of the Grishaverse Shadow and Bone series. I really am mixed about my feelings towards this one. I'm almost done. I think I might have about 100 pages left or less, but unless things dramatically shift for those final pages, this might be rated less than the other two books of the series. I just found that there was a lot more filler in this book than the other two. And it was obviously leading up to the final battle, the final confrontation between Alina and the Darkling and his shadow soldiers, his shadow warriors. And you could tell by the writing that there is definitely going to be some casualties. Well, of course, there's going to be casualties. It's like a major war. There's always going to be casualties in war, unfortunately. But I just found that there was just a lot of filler in this one in particular, and there was something about the pacing that was making me really antsy, not in a good way. And I just found myself asking, like, why are we reading about this? Like, why aren't we getting to the main part of the action? And I just didn't like a large part of it. Overall, the series, I think, was more enjoyable than I was led to believe. There was a lot of mixed reviews about the series as a whole. And I have to be honest, reading Shadow and Bone and Siege and Storm, those were actually really quick reads for me. And even though I got to this book a lot quicker than other young adult fantasy, I feel like this one was dragging a lot for me. Leigh Bardugo is obviously a really great writer, and she's obviously improved like leaps and bounds with every release. But despite that, and despite the fact that this is a very trope heavy like series, there's just something about this book in particular that just wasn't clicking for me personally. I don't know if the resolution is going to be to my satisfaction. I don't know. Like I said, I still have 100 pages or so left, so things could change dramatically and alter my entire interpretation of the events preceding it. But just overall, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But I am impressed that I've been steadily reading a lot more to the point where my art and practicing my art skills, which is something that I was uploading quite frequently to my channel, has kind of backslid a bit. But I like that I'm getting back into reading once again, which is a super plus for me. But I just don't know how I feel about this book. That's kind of where my head's at. But I might do a video where I just detail all my feelings about the Grishaverse in general. But I'm happy that I'm close to finishing it, to be honest, because I'm really looking for the Netflix series a lot. And I just kind of want to know how much changes are made in the adaptation versus the books. And I just kind of get a secret thrill of reading the series before it goes live on air, and being able to distinguish between the fans that don't read the source material versus the fans that do. I know that's like a weird flex, but I just like that. Anyways, those are my thoughts.